Corporate culture. What is corporate culture? Is it a written policy? Is it something that we learned on the job? Is it a top down idea? How does it affect the community that we work in? Here's a definition that I found that refers to corporate culture as values, beliefs, behaviors that determine how a company's employees and management interact, perform, and handle business transactions. That does say a lot. But also, we can say that it's a way that we can get work done and how we interact with the public, the community, students, and even other employees. So there's a lot that goes into defining what corporate culture is. One area that we look at is the values. This is what we believe to be true. This is what we believe is doing the right thing and helps to kind of motivate each one of us in acting certain ways. In a sense, to me, this is what we were taught as a kid. Same thing with our personal beliefs, what's true, or what is held as an opinion, and all, and our behaviors, how we actually conduct ourselves, how we kind of talk with each other, share things, uh, work environments more so than anything, and also how we work with our students. I found three different types, and there were a couple others that were listed, but these are the ones that kind of stuck out to me. And the first one being what I have determined is kind of our culture at Jefferson State Community College. It's the family atmosphere, working with each other, working with the community and the students. And you're going to hear that over and over again throughout this presentation with better examples. Another one being one that we see from Google or Facebook, how they interact, how they do their day-to-day operations, their philosophies on a little bit more kind of a laid-back type atmosphere. And then the last one here refers to Amazon as being a good example about kind of being a little bit more of a competitive type environment with pros and cons to each one of these. Amazon, the competition could be, a good thing or it could be a bad thing, and just depends on the situation. So, at Jefferson State Community College, I have called this the 5 pillars in what we do and how we interact. 1, it revolves around the employees. 2, the students. 3, it's leadership. 4, it's community. And then 5, I've singled out our department. And when you kind of look at each one of these, we'll start with leadership. To me, I think a lot of it does start with leadership and kind of sharing their vision. Our president currently is really a big advocate on us working in the community, working with the community, working for the students, and kind of sharing that vision. When we take some of the stuff that he passes down, and some of this stuff is actually passed down too from Montgomery to each one of the community colleges. We actually teach on or have 4 campuses, so we're involved in each one of those communities, and sometimes it's in different ways, and I'll explain more shortly. But even going to our employee side of it, how well do we work together? How do we treat each other? Now, we're not a utopia, so it's not going to be perfect 100% of the time, and there's still going to be conflict one way or the other at times, but it's how we deal with that conflict and how we interact with each other and treat each other. On the student side of this, we are very much supportive of them and things that we do. We try to share with them some stuff, get them involved. We treat them with respect, obviously, but kind of sharing some of those same values at times in different ways. And I'll elaborate more in just a second. The community, I could spend hours talking about that, of the things that we're doing around each one of the campuses and things that we do. It's very much community oriented, hence the name community college. Excuse me. but it definitely is something that we feel is very important to do. And in our department, we do a lot. We work with a lot with students from high school groups all the way up to senior adults. So we cover a wide variety. And I think the two-word vision that I would leave is give back. So let me dig deeper. One of the ways that we learn more about the culture at Jeff State is they do a leadership academy. And I completed this 2 years ago, and I learned a lot more from listening from our president, listening to the different department heads, administration about our vision, our mission, and what we mean to the communities. Here are some examples that we're doing in our department. Like I said, with the high school groups, we have the Culinary Explorers. We do competitions. We do different events throughout the community and try to get the students involved in it and show them that positive interaction. Jeff State as a whole, here's a very, very small example where we hosted an adult college night. We have different groups that are pioneer players and global pioneers. We have a food pantry on one of our campuses. We have different organizations from the Latino Student Association, the Queer Straight Alliance, youth leadership, just a slew of things that we do. To kind of sum it up, I have several discussions about this with different people and trying to learn more about what the culture was at Jeff State. And I talked with David Bobo, who is our media relations director. He summed it up best by saying, we are all about the community and how we can share, support, and work with each community we serve. It's like a sense of pride knowing that you've helped someone seek out their needs from Jefferson State, which they've actually created just kind of like a little catchphrase, find your place at Jefferson State, and that to a degree is very true, So corporate culture is very important to us and we take it serious. And me personally, my personal vision and motto is give back what I've taken, And here's a few of the resources that I used doing my research. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and that concludes this presentation.